Good morning, home builders. It is day 27, and this is called Matching All the Pieces. The verse that we have here is from Philippians chapter 4, verses 8 and 9. It says, "Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report. If there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Those things which ye have both learned and received and heard and seen in me do, and the God of peace shall be with you." The main point that the writer is trying to bring home here in our Bible study is that what our children see in us, and we're teaching all this all of the time because they watch us, we're teaching by our actions, but what they see in us needs to match what they hear. What they hear and what they see in us needs to match what we are intentionally teaching. And I think if we consider that, and we think about our own actions, we kind of, take an outside look at ourselves and consider what have our children seen and heard, and what would we like them to emulate and learn. It gets really convicting really, really fast. No matter who we are. I mean, we all fall short of where we ought to be, but what it does is it should motivate us to do better. The writer explains it's like a jigsaw puzzle. There are times when you're doing a jigsaw puzzle where pieces seem like it's got to be the piece. I mean, have you ever been putting together? I have. You're putting together a puzzle and you're like, why doesn't that fit? That's got to be the piece. I mean, it's very, very similar to what the piece that you need, but it's not quite there. And we need to make sure that all of our pieces fit together. All of the different aspects of what we're doing match and fit to what we intend to teach. I hear the example a lot in football. If you're a football fan, and if you listen to the Bengals at all, and you hear Dave Lapham on the color commentary, he often talks about complementary football. The Bengals are notorious the last 10, 15 years of they'll be really good on offense, but they're not quite there on defense. They'll be really good on offense and defense maybe, but they give up 2 touchdowns on special teams or something like that. And they just don't, it doesn't all fit together. And when it doesn't all fit together, you end up with an overall failure. They all have to work together. When they all work together, man, they really, really join together, and you have a well-oiled machine. Paul Chappell, he mentions that there's this example. This was funny. If you read in there on day 27, he talks about this famous golf instructor. And this golf instructor had a group of students out on the course, and this instructor was known for having just an absolute enormous temper. And he was out there on the course with these students, and the students just weren't getting it. And his son, the instructor's son, was acting as caddy for them all. And he's frustrated, and he looks to his son, and he's like, "This is easy. Just show him what I would do." And in response, the son picks up the golf bag and chucks the whole thing into the lake that was right there, the water hazard, because apparently that's what he had seen his dad do repeatedly. Not fix the problem, but just lash out in frustration. That was extremely convicting for me. We're going to take a little field trip here. We're at my house right now. We're off for the snow emergency. But if you take a look right here, you will see this exhaust hood that I've been putting up in the kitchen. This project has lasted many days. We were hoping for a handful of hours on this project, and it was extremely frustrating. And what happened is, as I was doing a very simple task, I have to draw a line going right down the center. Let's see if I can do this here. Right down the center of there, you have to draw a pencil line down the wall so that you can center up the hood. And what I ended up doing is I ended up grabbing the level that I was using to do that And what you see is, see that light? Okay, now see this light? See the difference? And that actually was a pretty expensive light fixture actually. And so I grabbed the level, just going over to draw a line, and the very tip of the level hit right here, right on the bottom of where that globe was. And the whole thing shattered, just shattered. And I had my kids with me, and I mean, I absolutely exploded. I mean, you can imagine. I mean, we've all been there. I didn't cuss, so in the short term, I was really proud of myself. No four-letter words flying. But what I did was I went down the hallway, and I absolutely I screamed a war cry, like someone who is like running into a medieval battle, ready to cleave people's arms off their body or something. It was absolutely ridiculous. But that's what happens when we let our frustrations and our emotions get the best of us. And when we do that, and we take the time to stop and look, and we see that there's an audience there for that, and it's my 3 children. So we have to be on guard for that, and that's all of us. That includes me. And hopefully, with maybe making some public confession here, I can help drive the point home that what is seen, what is heard, what is taught, all need to match together, all need to be in sync, and give ourselves the best chance to model the right behavior and the right attitude and the right spirit, I guess you could say, for our children. Have a great day, and enjoy the snow day if you have a chance to be off work. If you are going to work today, please be safe, and look forward to seeing you guys soon. Love you. Bye.